Usually, our emotions make us do or say things out of our not head. Choose the idea to actually try to solve that problem. This topic is all about anger management. And I mean, if you're a person that's always irritated, pissed off, or mad, all those things, anything that's negative. If you're angry, this is the good topic for you. This is 11 actionable tips to control your anger. Let's go. Let's move to first thing. Number one is to remove any triggers or remove the triggers. Understand the triggers that make you angry. Write down things every time you're angry. There's always got to be a reason, something that triggers you to be pissed off. Take proactive steps not to be in that situation because you've recognized what are your triggers. If someone calls you a certain name and you get pissed at it, so that's a trigger for you. Walk away from that place and calm down. Everything that angers you controls you. Don't give anyone or anything that power. That's why on social media, when you react to a comment of a person in a negative way because you're trying to prove that you are right and that person is wrong, it shows that you're getting triggered by that person. And that's why every time I look at those conversations, I kind of find it funny because I know where to hit that person the most. You hit them, you're now able to use something that will hurt them because you know it triggers them. If you say something negative towards that person, you know it's because it's a trigger for them. And when you are able to make a person angry, you're able to control them. Don't let anyone or anything have that power over you. So that's number one. Remove any triggers and recognize the trigger for you. Moving on to number two, take a deep breath. It might seem difficult to believe, but it really works. I actually have an Apple Watch, and one of the great things that I love about an Apple Watch is it has a mindfulness app, which reminds me to breathe. Because we all breathe, but none of us actually know to actually breathe for a moment. It gives me a minute, probably 2 to 3 times a day, wherein it tells me to breathe for a minute calmly, inside and outside. Take deep breaths. It really works for me. When you're angry or tired or pissed, take a deep breath. Repeat it 10 times slowly as you can. Breathe for 6 seconds, hold it, and then breathe out for another 6 seconds, and repeat that 10 times. It's about 60 seconds, more or less. Think, where am I on the stress level scale? Is it from 1 to 10? Before doing that breathing exercise, is it a 1 or 5? And then after breathing, will it become a 7 to a 9 perhaps? Ask yourself, is my anger going to help me achieve my goals? If not, then most likely take a deep breath and control your anger. So that's number 2. Let's move to number 3, which is distract yourself. Distractions can be a good thing at times. Most of the time, distractions are bad because when you're trying to focus, distractions are going to ruin yourself. But in this case, distractions are good. Remember, your thought can cause anger. Your thoughts cause your anger. Where are your happy distractions? People have happy distractions. Take a walk in the nature, listen to your favorite music. If there's a certain music that triggers your happy thoughts, I have a certain playlist of music that triggers my happy thoughts and it calms you down, it relaxes me. I won't recommend mine because it might be different from another person. It might be something rock music for someone. It could be classical music for someone. It's different for every person. But whenever you find a music, if you listen to it, it will make you smile. That's your happy trigger. It's a happy distraction for you. So number 3, learn how to distract yourself with happy distractions. Moving on to number 4, which is, this is easy. Talk to someone. Talk to anyone that you trust the most. Expressing it to someone will actually help you get over your anger. It's like having a huge burden lifted out of your mind because you're able to talk it out to that person, even if it doesn't concern that person. Sometimes we just need the person to listen to us, not someone to give us advice. Talk about ideas for solving the problem and choose the idea to actually try to solve that problem. Does that make sense? If it makes sense, come on, talk to me in the comment section down below. Number 5, this is one of my favorites, humor and comedy. Comedy and humor. I rarely watch TV, but when I do, the first option that I have will always be about comedy or something that's funny for me. I don't like heavy drama or something close to that. I like comedy even more because it makes me laugh. Even if I'm not laughing outside, I'm laughing in my brain. Watch something or read something that probably makes you laugh. I don't read books that make me laugh, I'll be honest with you. But for some people, reading something that's funny, like Archie comics, perhaps. For some people, I don't know what book will make you laugh. But for me, it's watching sitcoms and movies that are based on comedy. For every minute you are angry, you lose about 60 seconds of happiness. It's a trade-off. You can't be angry and happy at the same time. It's just impossible. Just remember that. Every minute you're pissed or angry, you're losing a minute of happiness. Truth be told, it's not worth it. Plus number 5, have comedy and humor. And by the way, if you are enjoying this episode right now, subscribe to the channel will be Tomic. Number 6, and this is difficult for most of us, and this is one thing I find difficult for myself as well at times, which is to apologize. Apologizing is being the better person. Stop being defensive, listen to other person, and try to understand the perspective that they have. Why? If you're at fault and if you have overreacted, most of the time it's because it's based on our emotions. Own up to it. Own up to your emotions, because usually our emotions make us do or say things out of our not head, but from our heart. We say things that we don't really actually mean. It is hard, but it actually helps. Starts the healing process. So number 6, apologize, and apologize as sincerely as you can. Okay. Number 7, organize or clean up. Let me explain. It's a great outlet for anger. I have something that I do whenever I'm pissed or angry is that I clean my things or I reorganize my things. Like for example, my shoe collection, I rearrange it, I open it up, and then I change the laces of some of my shoes. That's one of the things that I do. It relaxes me. I don't know why. Maybe because I'll always be a sneakerhead perhaps. Everyone has an outlet for anger. For a pissed, it may be taking a walk outside or running or sometimes working out. Some may use boxing or any sport. Whatever it is, you should have an outlet for your anger. Cleaning your surroundings is an added advantage if you choose this way to reduce your anger. Some people cook. There's so many things that doesn't require you to be punching something, like a punching bag or kicking, but depends on you. Let me know what's a great outlet for anger for you. Let me know in the comment section. Number 8, it's like a fishbone analysis. It means understand if you are angry at yourself or someone else. Most likely it could be a judgment that is probably not met yet, or analyze and find the problem. Knowing what the problem is means that you have a solution for it. Direct your anger towards problem, not towards a person. You are the one that can solve your problem, not the other person. Focus your energy on answers and not on excuses. So that's number 8. Understand your root cause. Number 9, forgive. Not all the things will be under your control, and you cannot control everything in this world. So focus on the things that you can control, which is forgive. Maybe not forget, but forgive. Mistakes do happen. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Holding on to anger will only hurt you in the long run because it's not going to hurt them. If you have anger towards someone, that person lives rent-free in your mind. Think about that. You think about that person that you're pissed, but they don't even think about you. They're living in your head and they're not talking about you. What give? Forgive and forget it. Number 10, make an anger plan. Let me explain. Write down 3 things that make you angry. Someone calling you this, someone doing this, or maybe, a situation that brings you to that situation of anger. Bruce Banner, when he becomes the Hulk, the longer he becomes the Hulk, the harder it is for him to think about things that will make him angry. He always needs to find something that will make him angry to become the Hulk. And it's not like an on-off switch. In Avengers, there were times that he doesn't want to turn into the Hulk because he's not angry. He's become peace-loving. Find the 3 things that can make you angry and why it makes you angry. Can you avoid those feelings? Or how do you avoid those feelings? So when I start to get angry, who can I talk to? If you start getting angry, who can you talk to? Or what can be your avenue to be not angry? How do you vent it out? There's a place that I went to wherein you pay for the plates and everything that can be broken and you throw it to the wall. I paid about 1,000 pesos for that back then. It's an enjoyable experience. Throwing plates and anything that can be broken. Of course, I was wearing goggles and long sleeves. It's an experience for me. Not throwing my things. You'd be surprised. I've done that before in my younger years. Make an anger plan. Know what actually makes you angry. And lastly, give positive affirmations for yourself. Why? Because you want to transform your negative thoughts to positive affirmations. Your mind will say, oh shit, here we go again. You know that, oh shit, here we go again. Is that what GTA? Your mind will say, oh shit, here we go again. But you should be saying, I can handle this. But you should be saying, I can handle this. Or in Tagalog, kaya ko to, kaya ko to. Or you don't say na, eto na naman tayo. Instead, I can handle this or kaya ko to. Your mind can sometimes say, you know what, it's never gonna change. Or in Tagalog, hindi naman to magbabago parati na lang ganito. But you can always say, I trust that I will be okay. Or naniniwala ako sa sarili ko na magiging maayos din to. It depends on your perspective. You can think that you're in a negative situation, but in turn, instead of thinking that I have to, now you think that I get to. So it's a privilege for you to be able to do that instead of it being a chore for you. Does that make sense? Let me know. So that's number 11. Give positive affirmations to yourself. Those are 11 actionable tips for you that you can, so that you can control your anger. If you have another suggestion, let me know in the comment section and I'll be glad to respond to that. That's all I have for you today. If you found value in today's episode, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section down below. And I'll see you again on the next episode. Peace.